Hello, my name is Mara Casados, and I grew up actually in Virginia, in Culpeper, Virginia. And I work as a photographer, and I'm the owner of Mara Jane Photography that's based in New Mexico. We are mainly a wedding photography business. We kind of found that to be our niche, and we love working with couples that are getting married. So, the day in and day out, we are working out of my home office and doing a lot of editing, a lot of correspondence, a lot of emailing with couples who are getting married. And usually on Saturdays is when we have the weddings that we're photographing. But unfortunately, the entire week we're not shooting these amazing, glamorous weddings all day. It's a lot of the behind the scenes and a lot of editing and work on the computers. I worked a lot on building up the SEO on my website and getting myself pretty highly ranked on Google. So people usually will find us on Google or on social media. So I think every wedding photography business handles weddings differently. We're very hands on and we wear a lot of hats. It's important for me to give our couples the best experience possible. So when we arrive, we are checking in with the bride, making sure she's doing okay, seeing if she needs water, and that's like before we're even starting to photograph things. And then we start with all the little details of the day, like the dress, the shoes, the jewelry, the invitations, because we feel it's important to tell the story from beginning to end. Some photographers concentrate more on being just documentary style and letting the day unfold, but we're very hands on. We want to show the wedding day in the best possible light as possible. So if the bride is kind of getting ready in an area where the light's not that great, we might move her. So after that, then we kind of move into the ceremony, and then after the ceremony is all the photos, and we give a lot of direction on posing and if she needs help with her bustle, we know how to bustle dresses. I've fixed hair, I've fixed flowers, done boutonnieres, and then kind of play the role as almost the wedding planner and the timeline keeper, and we kind of do a little bit of everything. My favorite part is I am getting to document the happiest day of someone's life up to that point. Of course, if they had kids, that'll become the new happiest day of their life. But up until that point, this is the happiest moment of their life. Like just hearing the vows, seeing the first dance, the father seeing his daughter for the first time, or couples just kind of seeing each other for the first time. All these little moments, they never get old for us. We've been caught crying at weddings, and it's like we barely know this couple, but we get to be a part of this amazing moment in their lives. I actually grew up in Virginia, as I said, and my mother is a horse trainer, so I grew up on a horse farm in the middle of nowhere, in like out in the cow fields of Culpeper, Virginia. And so I kind of grew up doing a lot of manual labor, and that's kind of where I got my work ethic. I'm a very hard worker, and I think I can attribute that to growing up on a farm. So next to where I lived was this huge horse show grounds where all these events would happen. And the photographer there, the event photographer, needed an assistant. And I was only 14 years old, and I actually started working from him. And then that's when I decided I was going to go to school for photography and I was going to become a photographer. But I had no idea what I wanted to photograph at that point. So I went to a friend of mine told me Santa Fe was a great little art town, and I looked it up online and thought it looked neat. And I was only 17 years old, and my parents thought I was crazy. And I got on a plane and came out here without ever having been to the West Coast, and came to school for photography at the small school, College of Santa Fe. I started offering to friends to shoot their weddings, and it kind of just unrolled from there. And I worked for other wedding photographers. And then I met my husband, and when we finally got engaged, is when I decided to take my business full time. So one of my most favorite things to do is to travel and to see the world, and I'm not one to like to sit still. And so I was like, how can I photograph destination weddings, and basically these couples pay my way to go on vacation. That was like the way I was looking at it. So I created a package that was all inclusive, and it included all my travel, the hours for the wedding, all the digitals, and everything just bundled together so they didn't have to think about it, and I would just show up. And so I just started advertising myself as a destination wedding photographer, and it's been probably one of the most fun and rewarding parts of the job for sure. I took a lot of workshops from Caitlin James and Amy and Jordan Demos. Amy and Jordan are on the West Coast and Caitlin's on the East Coast, and they run these massive wedding photography businesses, and they are just an open book, and you can take classes with them online to learn like how to start up your own business. They kind of, and Jasmine Star, I believe, also has one. She doesn't really do much photography anymore, but those are all like, if you want to take some online things, those are all great people to learn from. Also, another thing that really helped me build up my portfolio was finding photographers in the area that offered workshops. Like I myself offer workshops and styled shoots. So you can go to these shoots and photograph these huge fake weddings to kind of practice and build your portfolio. And they're a lot of fun. I love to talk, and I sometimes can talk too much. And when I meet with clients, I try to ask them a lot of questions about their life and their wedding and just let them talk. And you wouldn't believe how much more relatable someone will find you are if you're a good listener versus a good talker. So that's kind of helped me succeed a little bit in owning a business.